live and to share with you some amazing value packed full of gold strategies, tips, tactics, all kinds of things that you can literally implement immediately. I'm super excited. As you get here, say hello so I know who's hanging out with me today. Where are you watching from? I'm super curious. I know we get a pretty global audience, which is always so fun. I love seeing people from all across the world coming to hang out and learn, geek out about social media. So I'm super excited. Drop where you're watching from in the chat, and we're going to dive on in. So there's a couple things I want to share with you guys first before we get ramped up today. You guys ready for it? Okay. First and foremost, this is big. I want you to be open to a new way of thinking, a new way of workflow, a new set of processes. And sometimes when we dive into something new, it can be a little uncomfortable. Who's ever done something totally new? I know, like, for example, Apple just updated our iPhones, and all of a sudden the search bar on Safari is at the bottom. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to get used to it. It makes a lot more sense, but I'm going to have to really and truly get used to it. So who here is open to having an open mindset today? Because we are going to dive in. We're going to kick off. It's going to get more and more intense as we go. So if you are open-minded and excited, drop a yes in the chat if that is you. The second thing I want to share is sometimes we attach old stories to new situations. So for example, if you've tried batching before and it hasn't worked, well, chances are you're going to learn something today that's going to support you, and it's going to be a totally different experience. So drop a yes if you are open to creating new stories with new processes and new information today. And the third thing I want to share, this is really big, is if you want to criticize someone, just don't. I'm here to share, give tons of value, support you, and training. You don't even have to like me. But if you say, oh, I can't stand that girl's rainbow books, or, like, oh my gosh, her voice is so annoying. You know what? This is not the place for it. You can go share that in your journal, go talk to your therapist about it. The truth is, that's not what we're going to do here today. Cool. I've already got 3 kids. I don't feel like babysitting in the chat today. Awesome. And the final 2 things I want to share, this is big, is number 1, save your questions until the end. We will have time for a Q&A at the end of this. Cool. Who's excited about Q&A? Who here's like, dude, I'm totally going to take that time and pick your brain. We'll get through as many questions as we can in the set time. And the final thing I want to share is that I am going to make an offer at the end of this, but you'll see what I mean when I say it's an absolute no-brainer. So I'm super excited for you guys. Who's excited? My hands are cold. It is, I think it's 0 degrees here today. Feels like -6, and I feel the chill in my bones. Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick temperature check of you guys, and this is really important, okay? So I'm going to ask you 10 questions and drop the number if this one applies to you, okay? So number 1, you haven't had a day off in who knows how long. Drop a 1 if you're like, yep, this is me. Drop that 1. Number 2, you're beginning to resent creating content every single day. Drop a 2 if that is you. Number 3, you can't think of anything to say that hasn't already been said. Drop a 3 if that is you. Number 4, this one hits a little too personally, so I'm sorry. This is going to be tough love. Number 4, you've actually left social events early to go create and post content. Drop a 4 if that's you. I've known this one. It makes me sad. Number 5, all day long, you have some level of stress until you create and post content. Drop a 5 if that's you. Number 6, you're tired and close to burnout. If that's you, drop a 6. And if you're saying yes to multiple of these, that's totally fine, okay? Number 7, you are scrolling every platform way longer than you'd like to each and every day in hopes of desperately finding some inspiration. Drop that 7 if that's you. Number 8, you feel like you have nothing left to say. Oh, that's the worst, right? Drop an 8 if that's you. 9, you've spent, ready? This one's going to be a tough love one. You've spent holidays creating and posting content, probably in the morning, but nonetheless, you're spending holidays creating and posting content. Drop a 9 if this one's you. And number 10, you feel like you live on your phone and computer, and it would be nice to get a little bit of a break. Drop a 10 if that is you. Who here says, oh, shoot, even just from these questions, I already know I'm in the right place, because this is intense, right? These things can make you feel like you have no passion left, no inspiration, you're not excited anymore. These things can lead to a serious burnout. So today I'm going to give you some solutions that can actually fix it. Yes. You guys ready for it? We're going to just dive on in. This is going to be so fun. And I have two powerful bonuses for you guys. All right. So we're going to dive into, I know we said just batching and scheduling, but who here is cool if I deliver even more value? Anyone cool if I share several of my workflows and processes? Moses is like, yep, all 10. Who here is cool if I share extra today? You guys cool with that? We have two gorgeous bonuses that I know will support you. Totally free, pretty awesome. Sometimes we do crash Google a little bit, but I'll give you that heads up when I share those bonuses, okay? So there are actually technically 4 to 5 stages of batching and scheduling your content. Cool. How many are there? 4 to 5. Drop it in the chat. 4 to 5. The more energy you guys give me, the more energy I can give you. I'm on day 5 with no caffeine. So this is all natural right here, right now. Now, to give some context, in case you're like, I don't know who this Rachel Pedersen chick is, but she keeps showing up on social and maybe I'm here listening and I don't really know why. My name is Rachel Pedersen. I'm a Minnesota mom of 3. I have 2 businesses. One is where we actually work with clients in done for you or done with you strategies to actually support them with growth on social media. And in the other business, we teach. I love educating people. We educate business owners, we educate freelancers on effective marketing that actually works here now today. Now, to give some context real fast, who here has ever seen my content before? Drop a yes. Who here's ever thought, I don't know how she pumps out so much content? Candace, you win. Mom of 6 right there. Who here has ever seen my content and thought, I wish I could just tap into her energy because, like, honestly, it's a lot. To give a little bit of context, because I know you guys have experienced this before. People have told you you have to be active consistently on social media. Meanwhile, they've got a whole media team developing everything that they create, which, by the way, isn't wrong. But my gosh, it sure helps. It makes it a lot easier. So a few things I'm going to share, just 3 quick pre-frames. Number 1, everything I share is going to be stuff that I do. I actually don't have a team that supports me with my content creation. I've held on to that. Those are hires we've intentionally chosen not to make. So I create all of my own content. Who here says that actually makes me feel a little bit better? I create all of my own content. Number 2, I have all the fancy equipment. I'm straight up going to tell you, oftentimes it is a barrier to getting the content done. So the majority of my content is created on this little beauty right here. And it's several years old. It's not even like the new model. Most of my content is created here in Google Docs or with my Logitech webcam. So you can use what you have. Drop a yes, 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 yes in the chat if that makes you super excited and encouraged. I've even tested using higher quality footage. We will test it again at some point. But the truth is, you guys, our views actually tanked when we went to higher quality video for several different reasons. But the truth is, you guys, you can use what you have available to you to create all of the content. So we're going to talk about several resources that will support you, tools that I really love. I once heard Marie Forleo say that she said like 90% of her projects all start as Google Docs. And I thought that has to be an exaggeration. Well, here I am today with over 2 terabytes of information and data inside of our Google Drive, and everything truly starts as a Google Doc first. You guys cool with that? All right. So number 1, I'm going to share with you guys this cool bonus. All right. So I'm going to show you what it looks like, and then I will share it, but only if you guys are super engaged and excited today. Cool. Is that blackmail? I don't know. I don't know. So let's go ahead and take a peek. Okay. So first and foremost, one thing that is visual that really helps a lot of people with the planning process is a content calendar. Now, who here has heard content calendar before and you were like, I don't exactly understand what they mean or how to use them? Or maybe you've actually gotten content calendars in the past and it didn't actually give you the support that you were looking for because you didn't have the understanding of how to maximize it and use it practically every single day. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to share this with you guys. We're going to dive on in. Let's go ahead and I'm going to share part of my screen with you guys. Not the whole screen because I have this is one thing I love. We have a 47-inch screen, so it's like curved and huge, and that would be way too much. It'd be really hard to read. All right. So first things first. Question for you guys. Who here wants a content calendar that goes along with the training and supports you. You got it. Oh, come on. No, it just said I have to do a system update. No, I just did this yesterday. Ah, okay. I'm a little bit sad. I'm not going to be able to share my screen with you, which I'm actually kind of sad about. So let me see if I can share it a different way. You guys cool with that? Who here is willing to go with the flow? Because I sure am today. I'm willing to pivot. And who here knows tech always goes wrong? Always. So let's go ahead and I think I can just share this screen. Ah, system permissions. I'm going to see if someone else can jump on in with me to hold the place. That is so frustrating. You know what? I'm just going to talk you guys through it. Everyone cool with that? Because I'm a little annoyed, but it literally worked yesterday. So we'll just go ahead and dive on in. So I'm going to share this with you guys because this is a powerful resource and you guys can work along with me in it. Okay. So I want you to first and foremost open up this bonus. You'll be able to make a copy of it in a little bit, or if you know how to make a copy, fantastic. So I'm going to share the content calendar with you here and I will work in it. We will go with the flow. All right. So here you go. And I will give you the easily able to be copied version of it in just a minute or two. So feel free to hop on in. I will share this link for the copy version in case you can't get in. Sometimes we'll crash Google that way. So this one is, if you want to make a copy of it, feel free to click the second link that I just shared. The first link is to work along with me. The second link is to make your own copy of this, okay? So right here we have the content calendar. Now here's the thing you've got to keep in mind with this. This in and of itself doesn't really help us because we don't exactly know how to use it, what's going to work, etc. So I'm going to break this down inside of the first link. The second link will make a copy. So inside of the first link, I'm going to go ahead and set the days of the week according to what they are. Now, do I recall what day was in January? No, but we're just going to pretend. All right. So we got Monday, we've got Tuesday, we've got Wednesday. So I'm going to fill in all of those dates across the top because visually this helps me to kind of look at the week at a glance and give me the prompts and support that I need. Okay. So that's the very first thing that I am going to do. Let's go ahead and get that filled out. Now, this is a helpful way to break down the content calendar that helps a lot of people. I want you guys to real fast, drop in the chat. What is your area of expertise? What is your specialty? What is it that you want to build or be known for? Go ahead and share it in the chat. It could be Instagram, it could be fitness, it could be sleep coaching or relationship advice. Go ahead and share it in the chat. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, I see that all coming in. So I'm going to do this according to my business so you guys can kind of see how this would come together, or rather content that I would create with Metricool. So let's go ahead and take a peek. All right, you ready for this? So my overarching topic, I'm going to break this down kind of a cool way. I love that you guys are very clear on who it is that you want to serve. All right, so this is a small portion of what I call the viral framework. Now, we're only going to use it, like the underlying part of it, as our framework for content before actually switching into a different methodology. If you've ever seen my viral framework before, it's a pretty cool process. It's a framework for systematically delivering value. And if you want to, by the way, on Metricool's YouTube, I have several trainings with that entire framework. But this is going to be a super simplified version that anyone can implement immediately, effective as you watch this training. Okay. So the first thing that we have is our Cosmo. Your Cosmo is that thing you just put in the chat. So for me, it's like organic social. Cool. Organic social. That is what I want to be known for. So that's the very first step. Okay. And then you're going to create 12 subtopics. Totally going to run out of space. Sorry for anyone who's super OCD. Okay, here we go. And each of those subtopics is going to be represented by a month. All right. Now, if you know how to shuffle topics, you can. Okay. Cool. So if you're like, I don't want to talk about the same subtopic for a month, awesome. You can totally shuffle your topics, but I'm just going to break down the foundation, the principle, and the strategy first. And then if you want, you can get creative within it. Okay. But first, I'm just going to teach it the way that is the most simple and that anyone can use. Okay. So if I wanted to do organic social, there are multiple ways I could break down the subtopics. I could teach or share value on Pinterest month 1. I could do IG month 2. I could do TikTok month 3. I could do YouTube month 4. I could do Facebook groups month 5. Similarly, I could do it based on results. So I could do lead gen with organic social 1 month. I could do sales the next month. I could do going viral the next month. I also can break it down based on the different niches or people that I serve. So I could do social for realtors. Okay. I could do social for coaches. All 3 of these work really well. So you can break it down by just subtopics within what it is that you're an expert in. You can do it by the results that you deliver. You also can do it based on deliverables. So, for example, if I were just an Instagram expert, I'm not saying just, but like less, more specialized than organic social. If I was just focusing on Instagram, I could do Instagram captions, Instagram hashtags, Instagram posts, Instagram carousels, Instagram reels. Who here catches the drift? And you can see how to make this your own. There's no right or wrong. It's just a way of breaking down the information because this right here is overwhelming. It's overwhelming for me. It's overwhelming for so many people. This is a ton to dive into. So this is a way to systematically break it all down so that it's not so overwhelming. I don't know about you, but when I get overwhelmed, I kind of shut down. And so I have to actually intentionally unpack that overwhelm with a framework or a strategy or something that really, really just makes sense to my brain. Who here, drop a yes if you're like, yep, I've already gotten value. This already makes sense. I can totally do this. I'm excited because we're just going to keep ramping up. Cool, guys? So this is the very first thing that I want you guys to work on doing. Now, this is a training where you may actually leave and want to implement it while you watch the replay. There will be a replay. It'll be up for as long as we can foresee. So this will be available to you. All right. So this is the very first thing that you want to do. So let's pretend that I decided my first major subtopic. I like to call them macros because I just think it's a cool name. It sounds cooler than month. So macros. The first major topic I'm going to break down. Let's do TikTok. Why not, right? Who here's on TikTok? Drop a yes if you're on TikTok. Okay. So TikTok is going to be my first subtopic. So as you look at this, I'll go ahead and share the links one more time with you guys because I want to make sure everyone has access to what you need to crush it here. Okay. So bonus number 1 is the full content calendar, but plus we're giving you the training to make it work. So if you want to work along with me, here is the link to work along with me. And the bonus is you can make a copy of this content calendar. Who here says this is already making so much sense and this feels simple, this feels doable, this feels accessible? And are you noticing it's all free? Yes, please. Okay, so we've got Monday, we got Tuesday, we got Wednesday. So here's what I do with the content calendar so I don't get overwhelmed, all right? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the date so that I can be clear in case anyone like forgets what the date is. I'm going to put 2/24/22. If you're in another country, it might be 24/2/22. But let's go ahead and dive on in. So let's see. So we've got 2/24/22. What are the best Instagram hashtags? We're going to change this up because I'm going to switch this to a TikTok related subtopic. So I can put my subtopic right here, and then I can get inspiration from other platforms or from other people's content. But let's say, for example, I want to create, and by the way, who here has seen my viral framework training before? And you're like, oh, now I see how I can use this and plug in the viral framework. If you want to do that, go for it. It's within the trainings on Metricool's YouTube channel. All right. So here the question might be, what are the best TikTok hashtags? Okay. Pretty cool. I've got an extra bonus coming for you guys. You can go ahead and work along with me and watch this as I build it out. So I'm going to add into this calendar a link to the doc with the content for that day. This is the plan, and this is the research. If you are worried about switching subtopics and that you'll lose your interest, you can shuffle your topics or your daily topics. If you want to do it that way, that's totally fine. But there's no right or wrong way to do this. Who here loves just putting the docs in the actual calendar because you're like, this makes so much sense. This makes sense to my brain. It feels organized. I personally feel like it's easy to read, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and break down what I want to create for that particular day. So I'll share this link with you guys. This is the link to work along with me. And in case it crashes, by the way, if you have issues with getting into the docs or making copies of the docs, keep them up and refresh for later today, because sometimes we get too many people and actually just kind of like break Google a little bit. Okay, so IG carousel. I'm going to come up with an idea. Now, I tend to lean on 10 things ideas. So 10 mistakes you're making with your TikTok hashtags. And I could just outline them here. So like 1, too broad. 2, not related to the content. 3, putting too many hashtags. Cool. So I could keep breaking it down until I have 10 there, and it's all set up for the carousel. All right. So it's kind of neat. All right. So you can break this all down. This is an important process in batching and creating content. Again, if you guys want to work along with me, here is the link to work along with me on this one. All right. So 10 is a good number, but really and truly, like 3, 5, 7, 9 tend to work best. Odd numbers work better. If you want to understand the breakdown of why, the book that I recommend is a book called Predictably Irrational by Dan Ariely. Okay, so I would just keep going until I had 10 or whatever, right? And then this is going to be a lot easier to create once it's time to go to Canva. Who here says this already feels easier because it feels logical, it feels objective, it feels simple, accessible, and free? All right, so I'm going to do one IG post. And so here I'm going to do a quote about hashtags. And maybe I'm going to look up a quote about hashtags, quotes about hashtags. Or maybe I could find a tweet on Twitter, screenshot the tweet with the person's username. Okay, here's a good one. So we've got each hashtag represents its own unique entry into conversations dealing with race, gender, sexuality, economic justice, global citizenship, and Miss Yonsei Carter. I wouldn't use that one because it's about a specific topic, but I can look and get inspiration from different people's quotes about hashtags. Here's another one. Hashtags can exponentially increase the number of people that will see your post, but you need to know how to find the right combination of hashtags. So I might put that quote in my content plan. So quote about hashtags from, and what was that gal's name? Let's check it out. Maggie Loves Orbit. So I'm going to put a quote from Maggie Loves Orbit. Super important. Everybody drop a yes if you're hearing me loud and clear on this. We do not steal content. We do not plagiarize content. So if you're going to quote someone or use someone's words verbatim, you need to attribute it to them. You need to share where the source is from if they are not your words. Everyone drop a yes if you hear me loud and clear on this. All right, so I'm going to do a post about this. Do you guys notice that as I'm creating this organization, I'm not even opening Canva yet? I'm not there. I'm not going to open Canva. And the reason for that is because it is easiest to plan and research first and then dive on in. Okay, you guys ready for what comes next? So we've got the IG carousel plan. We've already got the IG post plan. Who here says doing it this way, I think I could create content way faster, more systematically, and actually have the ability to batch and schedule and get ahead. Now, of course, if you want to put all of the weekly content into one document, you can. Cool? Remember, you do what makes sense to your brain. So I could put January 2nd content plan here and consider it the content plan for the week so that on Friday I can schedule for the next week. Isn't this so cool? If you prefer the individual docs, that's fine too, though. That is absolutely fine. All right. So you might be wondering, okay, but how do I come up with ideas for TikToks? Who would like a new bonus? Drop a yes if you want to see that bonus. All right. That was you guys are energetic. I like it. Right? So, let's go ahead. I'm going to give you guys an amazingly powerful bonus, and this is hooks for TikTok. So this is 20 hooks that you can use for TikTok. This is inspiration. This is based on a lot of our research about which TikToks work the best. So there is that doc. I will drop it again and again until you guys get access to it so you can make a copy of that doc. So I'm going to look at that doc and I'm going to pull up, let's see, we've got, you ready for it? Some amazing hooks here that I can translate to the daily topic. Okay. So here are the secrets to is number one. So I would put inside of my content plan, here are the secrets to getting getting people to see your content. And then I put a subtitle, gold strategies about hashtags for TikTok. Okay. The second one I could put, I'm about to share with you exactly how to find the perfect hashtags for TikTok. The third TikTok could be 3 simple steps to finding and using the perfect hashtags for your TikTok. Who here sees this? Who here is having your mind expanded in a new way, which is kind of cool. I am so passionate about this. I think it's super, super, super powerful. What's really, really neat is you can literally reuse those hooks over and over and over again, which I am a huge fan of. All right. So I almost want to see if I can join from a second browser, but I don't know if I can in time. All right. So the next thing that we're going to do from there is once we finish with the content plan. So I'm going to go ahead and type this out. Yep, those are the same links. I'm not changing anything in there. Here are the, oh wait, I already did that one. I'm about to share with you okay, I'm about to share with you exactly how to find hashtags that will work for your business. And number 3 simple steps to nailing your hashtag strategy. Okay, who here says I could totally do this? You've got it. Way to go, you guys. Amazing. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into what comes next. So let's go back to the calendar. All right, you guys ready for this? So who here is seeing how this is systematic and you could absolutely do this? We're going to go ahead and take a peek. Ready? So 2, 24, 20, or it would be 225, 22 if we were going according to the days. You can add in a topic each and every day. So for example, best hashtags to use on TikTok to go viral. That could be day 2's topic. Day 3's topic could be how to know if your hashtags are working. Big one, right? I'm going to actually have my husband bring his computer in so that we can pull up a second computer since our settings reset literally last night. Hey, Paul, can I use your computer? Could you bring it to me? That would be awesome. All right. Who here needed the reminder that when tech doesn't do exactly what you want it to do, you've got to pivot. That is one of the most important things that you can do. All right, so let's go ahead. Quick question for you guys. I'll open up a couple moments for some questions as we keep on diving deeper, and then I'm going to walk you guys through this. So if you have any questions, drop them now. I'm going to finish up the daily content plan. So I'm going to go to a LinkedIn post. Interestingly enough, I feel like the IG carousel post could be reused as a LinkedIn post, but as more of like a text-based post. So I could actually use the text from the IG carousel and use it with a graphic with a quote about hashtags. So my IG carousel and my IG post can double down as a LinkedIn post together. So the text is full of value. And then there's an amazing graphic about hashtags as well. So I can put reuse the 10 mistakes post from IG carousel with the IG post as a graphic. Quick question, who here says this workflow makes so much sense? Isn't that cool that you can take pieces from one piece of content and then literally use it for something else literally that same day? Do you guys see how this is totally doable? This was a game changer for me, realizing that we needed to work smarter and not harder and repurpose our content. You are the best. Thanks, babe. All right, so we'll get this pulled on up. Guess what? I will be able to share my screen with you guys today, and I'm super excited about it. Okay, so what questions do you guys have so far? Go ahead and drop them in the chat because we are going to keep ramping up. I hope you guys are ready for it. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to invite Paul as a guest, but he's not actually going to show up. It'll still be me. I'm surprised Paul looks a lot like me in a wig. All right, here we go. What are my suggestions if you're not able to come up with that amount of content per day? Ooh, so this is a really good question. And something we found that is really, really helpful with this is to never, ever, ever plan more content than you can create. So if this is too much content for you each and every day, you can actually take it down like 1,000 notches. So quick question for you guys. Who here already says, I think I would need like a lighter version? So I want you guys to answer in the chat and let me know how much content do you feel like you could reasonably create in each and every day? And it's maybe 1, 2, or 3 platforms. It's maybe just TikToks and IG posts. So you got to set yourself up for success with this. This is really, really, really important. So I want you guys to actually just take a moment and feel free to make a copy of the actual content plan. I want you to take a moment and come up with the idea of how many pieces of content you actually want to create, okay? So take a peek at it. I want you guys to come up with your own idea and answer in the chat, cool? All right, go ahead and do that. Okay, I think I'm going to be able to do it from here. We're going to call me Rachel 2.0. I would add Facebook and Twitter into those as well. So I'm going to make sure, though, that I am 100% muted on the second device. And let's see if I can share my screen. Open system preferences. I think I'm going to be able to do it. You guys, it's totally going to work. Who here says, way to go for not giving up? I know that Restream has been having a lot of issues. Prayers to Ukraine right now because Restream is actually located in Ukraine. And I can't even imagine what they're going through right now. Like that has to be so intense. And they're still keeping their company running. And that is actually like a serious challenge. So real fast, prayers to Ukraine, prayers to the Restream team, prayers to everyone who is affected. We're going to go ahead and get this pulled up, but I know it's been having some issues. And so I do have, even though it can be frustrating when tech goes down, I do have a lot of empathy for the reasons why tech sometimes goes down. Okay, what do you guys have? We have 2 IG posts, 2 TikToks daily, 2 IG Reels weekly. What else? What else, you guys? Keep dropping it. What else? Okay, beautiful. Let's go ahead and get this. We're almost pulled up, which makes me excited. Beautiful, beautiful. I think this is just going to work, and I'm so happy about it. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to be joining from a second screen. Rachel 2.0. Rachel 2.0 is pretty cool. So let's go ahead and pull her on in. Rachel 2.0 is here. No video, but she's here. So amazing. All right, you guys. I can actually share with you some really, really cool things here. So let's get this pulled on up. Okay, we got one IG post, one Facebook post, one LinkedIn post daily, 3 to 5 reels weekly. Who here says, and this is exactly where I'm going next, how to balance running the business plus creating the content. I'm actually going to share with you guys exactly how to handle this. So now we're going to talk about creating and scheduling. But who here is realizing that actually focusing on creating in real time has been slowing you down? Anyone feel that? You're experiencing it. You know what I'm talking about. Creating in real time is exhausting, especially when, who here knows that business gets wild? Business has fires. There are so many different things. As of February 24th, starting from scratch, should I learn TikTok and YouTube? Yes. Both TikTok and YouTube are at the top of my list for top platforms moving forward. So what's really interesting, I'm going to share a couple different things that have been super helpful for me to understand. Number one, do you guys know about the dangers of context switching context switching and how much effort is lost in context switching? So, ready for this. According to computer scientist and psychologist Gerald Weinberg, when you're simultaneously working on multiple tasks, you are actually destroying your creativity by 80%. Did you guys hear that? It is no wonder why you've been tired. It's no wonder why you're close to burnout. You're losing up to 80% of your productivity, and you're getting 40% of your productivity time for each, with 20% lost to context. So you lose a ton, not to mention the distractions, the notifications, everything. It's been setting you up to fail. And so this was a game changer for me when I realized that batching is not just about one and done. The source of that is Gerald Weinberg. You can look up his work and his studies because it's really fascinating. Context switching, we lose so much productivity. And so what's really, really interesting is the way to keep your productivity as high as you can when you're working. Who here wants your productivity to be high when you're working? It is to not context switch. So if on a Monday you create your plan for the next week, on a Tuesday you determine I'm going to create this content, and on a Wednesday you actually schedule it all, guess what? By Friday, you know that the next week is already going to be taken care of. So we're introducing this idea of themed days. Who here says, looking at the content plan, I feel like I could literally plan out a week at a time. I could totally do it, or a couple days at a time. Who here sees that path and it feels doable? So the next step is going to be batching. Now, here are a few things that I've learned about batching. I've spent a lot of time batching. In fact, if you look at my content, we have reserves of content that go for literally, they could go for months. Like I could literally disappear and my content would stop working. Not this, because this is actually a live training. Happy February 24th. But all of this to say, batching actually sets you up for success. Now, here's the thing about creativity, and I've spent a lot of time learning about creativity. Creativity is not something we're just magically blessed with. It's not something that we're always going to be able to rely on, because inspiration varies. It comes in waves. It's not always there. So I've read several books, including Do the Work by Stephen Pressfield, The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield, and The Creative Habit by Twyla Tharp. And all three of those books break down that inspiration and creativity are not something we're like walking outside and it hits us in the head. It does happen sometimes, and it's amazing when it does, but it's actually a machine that is well oiled by choosing to come up with stuff even if you don't feel creative. So who here is going to go with this plan? Quick question for you guys. What day of the week are you going to plan your content for the following week or month? Go ahead and drop it in the chat. You get to pick. Mondays might be your busy day. Tuesday might be a great day for it. So go ahead and drop that first. The second question is, what day of the week are you going to create your content and batch create it? Here's the big myth that I always thought. I thought you had to change shirts and looks for your content. You don't. People don't notice and people don't care. And if they do, they have way too much time on their hands. And the truth is they probably don't make a great customer or client for you, because like, who comments that kind of stuff? So don't worry about it. All right. You can wear the same exact thing for all of the content that you can create. In fact, some people rely on this. They actually wear literally they'll have 10 of the same t-shirt and only wear that t-shirt when they record, so that there's actually no distraction and no distinction between edits and their content flow and who created what on what days. All right, the third question, because you are not done until it's scheduled. I know so many people. Someone actually called me and said, Rachel, I have 80 YouTube videos sitting in my drive doing nothing. And I was like, dude, get those out. You've got to get them out. Just get them all out there and you can optimize them later, but you cannot just let your content sit. And for so many people, content lives in our Google Docs, in our ideas, in our mind, in our notes on our iPhone. The truth is, you're not finished until it is scheduled. So my third question is, what day are you going to schedule your content for the following week? By the way, I recommend starting this habit weekly until you get the rhythm down. And then someday you'll be like, oh, I can sit down, week 3 of each month, I can plan out all my content for the following month. Some people get really ahead because they're super type A. I'm not super type A with that kind of thing. I'm better at like 1 week at a glance. How's this week looking? Okay. So what day are you guys going to schedule? That is super important. And I'm going to actually add one more step in because this is really helpful. I do this on Fridays. On one day of the week or once a month. Did you guys hear that? I love that Kara said this, and we're going to highlight this. You're not finished until it is posted or scheduled, but scheduling is what we're going to talk about today because that automation saves your butt. I'm going to share 2 things here. So the first is really, really helpful for me. I like to review my content once a week or sometimes once a month. And I'll just kind of look back. I'm not always perfect about it, but it's helpful to generate my reports, look at what's working, look at what's not working, and kind of see, generally speaking, the baseline that we're at. And that has been a very helpful process. Okay. So what day are you going to schedule? And then what day are you going to just analyze reports? Are you going to do it once a month? I always do it once a quarter, and then I shoot for once a month. And sometimes I'll peak once a week. So I'm going to share with you guys a tool that's going to make all of this significantly more simple. But before I do, I'm going to share one more reason why scheduling is so important. Okay. Everybody says find balance, right? Everyone says go easy on yourself. Make sure you rest. Make sure you take time for yourself. Who here's ever heard those different things being said? Like, make sure you have time where you just don't do anything. It's okay to not show up. I'm going to share a really interesting perspective from years of testing this. I've actually found that when I don't have content going out on any particular day, like let's say I have 3 days where I'm going to take a trip with my family, we're going to go to the beach or whatever, like, or go rent a cabin and go spend some time there. While I'm there, if I don't have content going out, people start to freak out and feel uneasy. People will be like, is everything okay? Are you there? Like, what's going on? Suddenly they come up with like emergencies and fires and all of this. And the wild thing is, even though everyone says like, take your time, relax, like get downtime, it's important to unplug. Oftentimes it's those same people who freak out when you disappear, whether or not you're there for the day. They want to know, like, are they still here? Do they still care, etc. Who here's ever experienced something like this? Like, you decide to go on a 2-day trip and your clients suddenly have emergencies. One of the great ways to actually prevent that from happening, because people are human and they get nervous, like out of sight, out of mind, out of sight, they must not be doing work. One of the great ways to prevent that is to actually schedule content for while you're gone, so that they don't feel that loss of your presence and start to feel uneasy. This is actually a huge strategy that I wish I had learned sooner. So for example, in the next few months, I won't say when, I'm actually going to disappear on a trip for about 8 days. But I'm actually not going to disappear because I'll check in the mornings, check in the evenings, and I will have content posted and from being scheduled all throughout that entire 8 days. Who here says, dude, I totally love this. You mean to tell me I could actually disappear for the rest of a day on a Friday because I know all my content's done, all my clients are good. I can literally take a day off. Scheduling is actually what gives you the peace of mind without losing consistency and trust. All right. So I'm going to share with you guys a really powerful tool. This has been super helpful for me. All right. Let's go ahead and take a peek. I think I can share. Let's see how I can share this. All right. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I think I can just share this window and it'll work pretty well. There we go. Beautiful. All right. Let's see how this works. All right. Hey, Rachel 2.0, you're doing pretty great. I love this. All right, so I want to share this with you guys because Metricool has been an absolute game changer for us when it comes to scheduling. And I'm going to take you guys through a walk through kind of how it works. All right, so first and foremost, you can connect pretty much every single social media platform. The backstory, I am the US ambassador for Metricool. I actually have tried pretty much almost every single scheduler on the market. And, I've tried the expensive ones. I've tried the ones that everybody recommends. I've tried a ton of different schedulers. And the truth is, when I discovered Metricool, I realized number one, this platform has more robust features than even sometimes the expensive ones that cost like hundreds of dollars per month. It has more robust features. It's more comprehensive. And you ready for this? It's more cost effective. So literally when they came to me and said, we'd love to work with you, I was like, it is a no brainer. One thing I stand for, one thing you guys probably know about me is I won't recommend something that I don't believe in. I absolutely will not. So this has been tried. It's been tested. My team tested it. We tested it for all of the different functionalities. And so when they said, we want to work with you, it was an absolute yes. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a peek. So you can plug in your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest. Yes, TikTok. Did you guys hear that? It's notification based, just kind of like how Instagram used to be. Their Instagram posting, Metricool's Instagram posting, does auto publish unless you're doing carousels. Everyone has a push notification for carousels, but TikTok has a push notification. And what's awesome is you can literally schedule TikToks externally, so they just appear, and it's as though literally you're not missing a beat ever. Who here says, are you freaking kidding me? This is amazing. We've got YouTube. They also have features with Twitch. I don't use Twitch. I will be super honest. I have considered branching out and learning more about it, but just not in this season right now. You can actually manage analytics, and there's reporting for Facebook ads, Google ads, and TikTok ads. So this is really neat. Now, what I love about Metricool, and this is why this was a no-brainer for me, is because you have, well, also, I'm just going to drop a couple of plugs for them. Number one, they have the ability to build media kits that you can update easily. They also have a smart link tracker, so you can build out multiple smart links. What I love about that is that there's different iterations for each platform. So you can create all of your links for one and literally duplicate it for Pinterest, duplicate it for Instagram, duplicate it for Facebook, so that your UTMs, if you do UTM tracking, can be updated for each platform, and you can actually track which traffic is coming from which platform based on which link they're on. So you can customize it for each and every platform, which is really powerful. And you can put different links for each and every platform with one tool. I used to use Milkshake. And for me, the biggest downside, one was that you only get one link for every platform. But the second big downside for me was whenever something is all mobile based, it's really hard for me because I type very quickly. Anyone else prefer to work on computer? I'll answer this question from Fizza. What if you have your own social media platforms and then multiple clients with their own social media platforms? How does that work? So you actually get multiple platforms within it. So this is me inside of Metricool's actual scheduler here, but even mine is plugged on in here. So it's kind of neat. You can add additional brands to bring your clients on in, which is really, really powerful. Now, what else I really like is that you can track ads within this platform. They have TikTok and hashtag trackers, plus the ability to do analytics based on hashtags. So it's pretty powerful. Yes, there's a Twitter scheduler too. So literally, you guys, it does handle everything. Now, I'm going to show you guys how simple this can be. I was going to show you guys how to schedule a TikTok, but since literally the settings just updated, I won't be able to show you how to do that. But I just did it a couple minutes ago. It took me 30 seconds to upload a TikTok and go ahead and schedule it. So I think we'll be done by 11 and then dive into questions and answers. Cool. If you want to test a free trial of Metricool, you can use code Rachel. And Metricool team, can you guys share what is the how long is that free trial for? Because I think people are going to be pretty blown away. So you can sign up for Metricool. I'll keep sharing how to break this down. Now, one thing to keep in mind, so use code Rachel to get a free trial, and they'll let us know in the chat how long that trial is for. Now, what's really wild, you guys, is like everything is developing. One thing I love about Metricool is that they're always asking, okay, Metricool just has spoken. It's a 30-day free trial. You get to try it for 30 days, fall in love with it, use my system, and see how you love it. By the way, I'm their US ambassador. I don't make anything from you signing up, from you ever paying for it, etc. I want you guys to absolutely fall in love and get to actually use this platform to save yourself some time. If you start week by week, a month from now, you're going to know exactly what that freedom feels like to know your content is already scheduled. Okay, what I love is that they have a visual scheduler that you can see even the best times to schedule. So check this out. The darker the color, the better the time is to schedule. So what's wild is they don't even advertise this fully, but this is a best time calendar. So you can literally analyze at a glance and drag and drop your content to the best times, or just have content all throughout the day. That's kind of more my style. So you can literally see this. Instagram has very different analytics. I find it very fascinating how each platform has really different best times to post. Now, here's the thing I want you to keep in mind. These best times to posts are custom for you, 100% custom for you. It's not based on general best practices. Anytime someone says this is the best time to post universally, I'm like, that is so far from the truth. It's not even close to true. And so what I love about this is based on your actual platforms. So you can see what times to post. Okay, so let's say I want to create a new post. I'm going to click create a new post. Now, keep in mind, I'm on my husband's computer, so I have no idea what we're actually going to get on his computer. I had all my stuff built out on mine. So let's go ahead and dive on in. So I can toggle on which platforms I want to do. So let me do that one more time, you guys. So you've created your content plan for the week, all right? You've created your content plan for the week. So today's your day to schedule. You've batched your content. You're all set to go. I'm going to go ahead and hit create new post. And then I'm going to toggle which platforms I want to send it to. Now, keep in mind, I usually like to start. Did you guys hear that? Metricool has a free lifetime version for a single brand. Did you guys hear that? Metricool has a free lifetime version for a single brand. And they are very affordable. I can straight up say, compared to everything in the market, it is very, very affordable. Now, one thing I will say, because they will never say this about themselves, when I heard the way that Metricool speaks about the people that they serve, it was so kind, encouraging, supportive, looking for ways to help people. I've never once even heard them mention money. Did you guys hear that? They don't mention like, oh, we make this much from each person, even though those combos can be important in marketing and sales. Their main goal is to serve as many people as they can, to continually improve features, to continually add features. And since I've been working with them, they've added multiple features. So when I heard the way that they were speaking about their customers, I was like, this is so aligned with how I think about people. And this makes so much sense. They really, truly are a customer and user experience first company. And that to me was like, you just don't see that anymore. So you guys can see on my screen, we've got multiple platforms here. Technically, I could turn on at least 3 of them without having to add a picture. But as you know, like Instagram, you have to have a picture. So sometimes I like to start with Instagram or with LinkedIn first. So I'll write the content for LinkedIn first. Okay. 10 mistakes you're making. Now, of course, if I batched creating this, I would go and copy and paste it from my doc. So I wouldn't have to be writing right now. But of course, we're on 2 different devices. So 10 mistakes you're making on with TikTok hashtags. Oh, his keys are so like clicky. I'm not used to that. And I would dive on into it from there. Okay. Then what I would do is I would go ahead. Here's something that is a rumor. I heard a rumor that in the next quarter, Metricool is even getting TikTok threads. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. They might get mad at me for saying that, but that's how often they're adding new features. They just added TikTok scheduling, and then they added TikTok hashtag tracking and analytics. And then they are working on developing Twitter threads. So I don't know that I'm allowed to actually say that. Sorry, guys, if you're mad at me, but that is how often they are making updates and improving this process. I will answer a couple questions as we go. One is, Does it keep it native to the platform or just post the format that you've already had? So you get a native platform preview on each and every platform. Guys, I did not even know this. Shorts from YouTube are coming soon too. Okay. Metricool, why do you make it so easy for me to like literally shout your names from every single mountaintop? All right, let's keep on going. So what I love is I can see how each and every platform's content is going to look with an in-platform individual preview. Who here says that's really nice? So I would put like mistakes 1, mistakes 2, right? Mistake 2, mistake 3, mistake 4, etc. And I could see how that's going to look on Twitter. Let's check it out. Looks good. Amazing. It will also oftentimes hit the character limit and show you where the character limit is. I don't even have TikTok stories. I've never had it available, which makes me sad. And I heard they're removing it for a lot of people. And YouTube Shorts is coming for Metricool, which is very exciting. Then you can set the date and time that you want to post. So you can go ahead and set what date you want to post. You can go out quite a ways, which is really, really nice. So technically you could have an entire set of content for the next year. Maybe you didn't want to disappear on vacation for the next year. And who's going to know? Okay. I'm kind of kidding. It actually sounds like a really good idea. So I'm going to schedule the time I want it to post, or you can just click publish now if you just want to do it that way. So go ahead and hit it. Now I don't have a video to share for the TikToks, but I did it. I'm going to go through the process on my desktop. Can you guys time me real fast? I'll say go. And then I'm going to do it on my desktop with a video that is recorded and ready to go. And you guys can time me. Okay, so how many seconds does it take? 3, 2, 1, go. So I'm creating a new post. 10 mistakes you're making with TikTok hashtags. I'm going to add in my own hashtags. I'm going to upload the video. It's 6 seconds long. Beautiful. And I'm going to hit save. And here's what it says about posting on TikTok. TikTok will send you a notification through its mobile app. By the way, you guys, in case you're wondering, is there any penalty for using this scheduler? No, Metricool does everything above reproach, above the board. I don't know what that line is. I suddenly am blanking. Basically, they do everything in collaboration with the platforms. They're not scraping or doing anything black hat or doing anything that would put your account at risk for getting banned. So please know all of their integrations are done through collaboration and the relationships that they built with each platform. Okay, so and you'll get another message when it's in your TikTok inbox ready to post. Okay, pretty cool. And then Metricool will send you a notification via mobile app or email with the text you have scheduled to accompany the video. And then when publishing, you can add any effects you want. So did you hear that? You can record, schedule it for TikTok, and then go ahead and hit it. So I'm going to hit don't show anymore, and I'm going to hit accept. How many seconds did that take? Less than a minute to schedule? Pretty cool. I'm going to have to make sure to delete that because it wasn't a fully finished video. But all of that to say, who here says that feels extremely easy and extremely doable? It's pretty neat. So what's neat too is they will let you know if it's not right for the platform. So let's say I wrote a ton of text. Okay, I'm just going to copy and paste all this text. Oops, here we go. No, here we go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hit this. They are letting me know I am way over count. So I will adjust my content for each platform accordingly. Similarly, if I want to add it to Instagram, they're going to say, hey, no, you need an image or a video, which I think is pretty powerful. Can you guys see my screen okay? It looks like it's working on my end. So it should be working for you guys. And if not, I will just reset. When I was doing the TikTok one, it should not have been showing though. Let's reset screen share. We'll restart the screen share. There we go. But when I did the TikTok one, I did it on my desktop, which is not working with Restream right now. So there's obviously some settings that aren't working. Okay. So, and that's with Restream, unfortunately. Okay. So I can adjust things for LinkedIn. I can adjust things for TikTok. And you can even sometimes add more accounts. Pretty cool, right? All right, let's go ahead and hit cancel. Now, there's another feature I want to show you guys that's really, really powerful. I mean, all of this is powerful. And if you guys want to check it out, you guys get 30 days to try it free. Who's going to start scheduling 1 week out and start this in the next month? So if you go to metricool.com, you'll see the ability to register. And if you use code Rachel, you'll get a 30-day free trial. Please, please, please use this information because I'm here to protect you from getting burned out and saying, you know what, maybe I'm not meant to create content, or I haven't had a vacation in 6 years, I'm exhausted, etc. I don't believe it works for Instagram stories. I'll let Metricool weigh in on that. So let's go ahead and showcase more. You ready for it? Let's go ahead and pull that down. Metricool can weigh in on those specific features. So now this is what's really neat. Who here has clients? Drop a yes if you work with clients and you have to do reporting of some type or another, whether you're a CMO or a social media manager or an Instagram manager. Let's go ahead and take a peek real fast at what is possible. So I'm going to go to the evolution. And this is where a lot of the gold comes from. So let's see. I'm going to scroll on down and I'm going to go to reports. Pretty cool. Now, the cool part is I get to select the dates of reporting. So I could report on all of January. I get to pick the language, which is really cool for those of us who speak multiple languages. I say it like I can speak the marketing vernacular in Spanish or French. I can't yet, but I'm trying. From there, you get to pick a template. So you get to decide which one you like best, which is cool. We have some custom ones in here that we really like. You can actually export this as a PDF. You can export this as a presentation. So you can actually put it on the screen for clients or screen share and go ahead and share a lot. I'm a really big fan of being able to one-click export this and get what you need. So you can generate a PDF or a PowerPoint. Now, if you don't want to use the templates, I can hit remove. I know that one, I don't want to remove that one. I want to remove the test one. So I'm going to hit remove, accept. And I don't have to follow a template. I can decide what I want to turn on here and report on all of these platforms. Pretty cool, right? You can decide the dates. You can decide if you want to sort by date, if you want to sort by video views, watch time, average views duration, likes, dislikes, comments, and shares. And on each platform, you have different things. Then you can decide on the max number of rows. So 100 might be a good number, 20 might be a good number, 30 might be a good number. It depends on how often you're posting. So this will just take a couple of times to really get comfortable with using. And then you'll be like, dude, this is saving me so much time. Every week I get to send my clients a quick report or an update. So then that way they can say oh my gosh, this is amazing. Now, here's the other neat part. You can customize this report by adding your logo in. So it's not going to say Metricool. It's going to say you're reporting, and it's just going to make you look even better to your clients, which is fantastic. You also can set it up to get automatic reports every single month for yourself and for your clients. Did you hear that? For yourself and for your clients. So if you have a weekly meeting with your team, or if you just want to get used to looking at your reports on Fridays, it can be an amazing feature. So you can add the text in. You can set this up to automate those emails to your clients. Did you guys hear that? It is a game changer. And so I could sit here and keep on talking about this, but I know it's just a little past 11. So I want to open up the time for Q&A. Who here is already super excited about this? I'll share the links that I have been sharing all throughout this already. Let's go ahead and share these. So number one, just as a reminder, you have access to the annual content calendar plus this training to teach you exactly how to do this. Number two, we have the 20 hooks that you can use for TikToks. This is based on our research and what works. And number three, we have access to like what the daily content plans can look like. You can make a copy of that and keep it for yourself. If you want to sign up for Metricool, go to metricool.com and you'll hit login. And someone once asked me if there was two-factor authorization. So one thing that's really great is you can set up where you actually use Facebook to log in, and then Metricool is going to be backed by the crazy wild strength of Facebook's two-factor. Theirs is pretty darn intense. So you can have your security like double backed on, or double downed on, double. I'm just going to stop that sentence because that sentence isn't working right now. But you can have that double factor security beyond just a login. So then that way you are more secure for your content. All right. So go to metricool.com, use Rachel for 30 days free. What questions you guys have, drop them in the chat. I'm going to stay here for a little bit and answer as many related questions as I can. Lewis, you've been asking so many good questions. So Kara says it's so much easier to read these analytics than it is to review your Facebook analytics. My Facebook or my screen should not be sharing still. So that's cool. You can schedule ads too. So no stories, just posts and videos. I'm pretty sure that no platform currently has the ability to fully schedule stories. I haven't seen one that has, and if it has, it only does like Instagram. But I'm pretty sure that Instagram has not unlocked that API for anyone. This is a really nice thing to say. Your life is so organized. There are many areas of my life that feel super organized, and there are some areas of my life that don't feel that way. So I want to be super clear about that, because I don't ever want anyone to think that I'm trying to act like I have it all together. No way, Jose, like not happening. There are areas of my life that are really messy, and I want to be super transparent about that. All right. Let's answer some of these questions. Can you show how to bulk upload from a CSV? I can't, but do you know what I can do? Because I don't have that CSV ready, and I don't actually use bulk uploads. I know some people love them, but you know what we can do? I can talk to Metricool about it and see what we could do, possibly some type of idea for down the road. I think that'd be really neat. Ooh, here's a really big update from Metricool. You can schedule stories manually and receive them as push notifications to your cell phone. So even though it's not all the way through, it is fantastic. Good question from Shay. Metricool can support you with this. Where do we put the code? I signed up, but I'm not seeing where exactly we input Rachel to get the 30 days to try it out. Metricool will weigh in on that. Really good question. Would you advise to use the hooks in your own native language? Would they still be good? Translate them for ease of use. I'll give a couple of interesting contextual differences. So for example, in the US, not across the board, but generally speaking in the US, we're a lot more like hyper and energetic. And we're always like,